edition of Arizona Wildcats Insiders Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Hutchison, and we are officially 10 days away from Arizona kicking off its 2025 college football season as the Wildcats open things up with the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors in Tucson on TNT. Now, Arizona is winding down its training camp. We're in the last part of the training camp, the last week. It's more install for the game against Hawaii than anything. The depth chart really has been figured out at this point. They haven't released it, and they're probably not going to until Thursday, the week of the game. But Arizona has figured out its roster for the most part. Offensively, defensively, there's still a few battles in camp that we'll keep an eye on, especially the kicking battle between Michael Salgado Medina and then the freshman, Tyler Pashku. Again, I am butchering that name. Got to learn that name. But Tyler has been really good, and Salgado Medina has been really good. It's been neck and neck. I think Isaac Levison is going to win the punting position at this point in time. The Australian punter's got a boot for a leg. I mean, an absolute bomb when it comes off his foot. Has been rock solid, so I think he's going to win that position there. But one of the things coming into training camp that I wanted to look at was the depth of the quarterback room for Arizona. Last season, it was terrible. It was a horrible, horrible depth behind Noah Fafita. Not a lot of experience behind there. You know, you had a four-star quarterback and Braedyn Locke. Brandon Dorman, excuse me. We have Braedyn and everything on the team right now, but in Dorman, who really didn't, I don't want to say lived up to his potential, but had struggles with the quick release, had a hard time getting the ball out, didn't move very well. And behind that, just a lot of inexperience. So the coaching staff, Brent, Brennan, and Seth, Doege went out and revamped the quarterback room. Obviously, Noah Fafita is going to be the starter, but Braedyn Locke is going to be the backup quarterback for Fafita. The guy coming over from Wisconsin has multiple starts in the Big Ten against Alabama, USC, Oregon, Illinois, and other Big Ten powerhouses, starting in like 16, 18 games, throwing 18 touchdown passes to 11 interceptions. He's a gunslinger, man. And you know what? It's a massive upgrade for Arizona because I think Braedyn Locke could start for probably about 65% of college football. Maybe even like 70% of college football would kill for a guy like Braedyn Locke. I think there's a lot of teams in the Big 12 that could use a guy like Braedyn Locke. So he comes over from Wisconsin, and it was interesting seeing him in training camp. It's like, man, they got one. They got a good one. And why I say it like that is if Noah Fafita has an amazing year, you look at the quarterback class for the 2026 draft class, it's not that great. So maybe Noah leaves after one more season for the NFL draft and you get picked in the third, fourth round. And all of a sudden you're looking for who's the quarterback? Well, Braedyn Locke has another year of eligibility. So he would be the guy for Arizona next season, at least be in line for the starting job. Maybe there'd be a competition with the incoming freshman, Oscar Rios, and then you have Sawyer Anderson on the roster as well right now. But I think it'd be Braedyn Locke's position to take. But I want to talk about what I've seen this training camp. Again, last year, Arizona had a lot of quarterback issues behind Noah Fafita. They didn't have anybody they could throw into the game and feel comfortable with. That's why you saw Noah in games where the game was well out of reach, and Noah's still in there taking hit after hit after hit, 28 sacks on the year. And I don't think that's a recipe for success. Obviously, you don't want to be in those games. But now having somebody that can push Noah, I don't think Noah has ever been lazy. I don't think Noah has rested on his laurels. He's a hardworking quarterback. But when you don't have any competition behind you, it's only natural, right? What are you going to do? You're not playing. It's not going well, but so now Braedyn Locke comes in, and it's iron sharpening iron. These two could start for most teams in the country. They're pushing each other. They're loving on each other in terms of helping each other move along through training camp, and they're helping each other develop. But I wanted to talk about the strengths that we've seen from Locke. And number one for me is the arm strength. The guy's got a cannon for an arm. Reminds me a little bit of Jay Cutler with arm strength. And I know Arizona fans are going to be like, oh, Jay Cutler. But you know what? He's a gunslinger. He has that gunslinger mentality. Jay Cutler had that gunslinger mentality. You see a tight window, and I'm going to fit the ball into it. He hasn't turned the ball over a ton in training camp. It's going to happen in the course of a month of training camp. But, he has that cockiness to him, that attitude to him, like, yeah, I can put the ball there. He can reach all levels of the football field. There's not a spot on the field he can't get the ball to. And when you're looking on the roster, in my opinion, Locke has the best arm on the football team. I think he has the strongest arm. No, if he just got a good arm, but man, that ball just zips out of Locke's hands. And you can hear it when it hits the receiver in the wrong spot. If they don't catch it properly and it hits them right in the chest, you can hear that. He's got a cannon. He can move. He's mobile, and he's able to hit guys on the run. Number 2 is going to be his mobility. And, I think that's one thing that Arizona fans are going to maybe not necessarily sell him short on, but he's more mobile than what people think. He's not exactly hey, I'm going to run for, 120 yards in a game, Khalil Tate's style of running quarterback. And he's not a running quarterback. He is a pocket passer. But he can beat you with his legs. He can pick up 8 yards here, 8 yards here, 10 yards here if you're not careful. And he's good at moving in the pocket. He has good pocket awareness. He has good placing of his feet, good footwork, but he has sneaky mobility. And I think that's something that Arizona fans are going to see, probably not this year if everything goes right, but in the future. The mobility has surprised me. I thought he would be a little bit more stiff coming from the Big Ten and coming from Wisconsin and their history of quarterbacks. But no, I don't know how Wisconsin, how they weren't able to win more games with Braedyn Locke as quarterback. He's not a bad quarterback. He's a very good quarterback. And I guarantee you they wish they had him still. But the mobility is very surprising and very positive for Arizona. And then lastly, his number 3 tool, game experience. He's been there, seen it, done that. We talked about it, playing USC, playing Alabama, playing Oregon, Illinois. These are teams, Indiana, that have been at the top of the Big Ten. He's gone toe for toe with them. Has there been some blowouts? Yeah, Wisconsin has been an underperforming program for the last several years. But he's gotten those reps in big-time football, big-time Power 4 football. So if you put him into a game, let's say, I don't know, an injury happens to Noah in the middle of the season and he misses the Iowa State game. Obviously you're hoping for no injuries, but it happens from time to time. So let's say he misses the Iowa State game. He gets knocked out in the first half, and you're on the road in Ames. Stadium's rocking. It's a loud atmosphere. Guess what? Brennan and Seth Doege, they feel very comfortable with Braedyn Locke going in there because he's been in those environments. He's been through the battles. He's been through the good and the bad and the ugly of college football. He's seen it all. Last year, they couldn't do that. You threw somebody in there, they might have pissed their pants. They had no playing experience. This year, you have that. So if you get in one of those situations, Arizona feels a lot more comfortable now, and they're not going to get blown out of the game if Braedyn Locke comes in. They'll be able to keep pace, compete, and possibly win that game. Braedyn Locke is such a good quarterback to the point where, if something tragic happened this year, I would still feel comfortable thinking Arizona could still be a bowl team. Now, would it be easy? Is Noah Fifita a better quarterback? Yes. Noah Fifita is a great quarterback. Noah Fifita is a top 5 quarterback in the Big 12, one of the top 10 quarterbacks in college football. That is very overlooked. But Braedyn Locke is a very good quarterback as well. Is he a top 20 quarterback in college football? Of course not. Not yet. But he has the talent to be a top-tier quarterback. And if you're giving the reins over in an emergency situation, you have no problem because of the experience and everything he's seen out on the football field. Now, we'll have more updates throughout training camp. Again, it is winding down here, and we'll have wall-to-wall coverage during game week for prepping for Hawaii. 3 press conferences in that week. Arizona will have 3 press conferences every single game week. Brennan on Monday. You're going to have the offensive and defense coordinator players on Wednesday, and then Brennan again on Friday ahead of the game. That schedule might be changed up a little bit. I got to relook at that, but it's going to be intense. I know Arizona and their fan base are excited for the season, but be sure to follow us as we give you more coverage, top to bottom, of Arizona athletics at Arizona Wildcats on SI. That is our website, Arizona Wildcats on SI, or follow our Twitter account for Arizona Wildcats on SI at Arizona Wildcats on SI. Again, the official Twitter handle is at Arizona Wildcats on SI, or follow me, Troy Hutchison, at THutch1995 for more updates of Arizona athletics.